Good evening. Today is Monday, June 2nd, 2025. Today for Wednesday the 3rd. All right, let's go. Well, as far as new setups, this one did catch my eye, but it is very risky, and there's some other issues I'll show you in just one second. Overhead supply and such. We'll get to that in just a minute. Not a bad day in the portfolio. Gold now waking up. You know me, I'm not going to get too excited unless we bang out not all-time highs, all-time highs and the initial profit target. We'll get to that in just one second. Anyway, there's KGC. Might as well do it now, right at all-time highs. So that's certainly a good thing. No overhead supply to worry about. Maybe just a tiny bit left over from whoever bought at the absolute peak. TFPM, same sort of action happened there too. All-time highs too. So I'm going to go ahead and bump the stop on these. So just make sure you're in profit watch mode. Now here's this FCEL. Really caught my eye initially. One thing that I'm not a huge fan about is a lot of this rally here is just one big bar, but it does look okay. The more I look at it, the more I like it. But there's some issues, obviously, but maybe it's far enough away, the resistance, where you wouldn't have to worry about it. And obviously, if it got all the way back to this resistance, then that would be a really good problem to have. So it looks okay. Just consider it a very risky, obviously lower price type of stock. Anyway, let's take a look at the overall market, and we'll go ahead and do a little drilling down into some sector action. First of all, as usual, S&P 500. Not a bad day after all was said and done, up nearly 0.5%. Below this short-term resistance in here, which is right around the middle of this longer term resistance. So it's still has its work cut out for it. When you're at a bit of an inflection like this, a big up day, if we had it, if it broke out to brand new highs, would look really, really good. Unfortunately, a big down day would look more like stalling. So we're kind of at an inflection point, is what I'm trying to say. Nasdaq Composite, okay day there too, just shy or right at these multi-month highs. So that's certainly a good thing. Still has its work cut out for it. There are lots of overhead supply to deal with, but hey, you know, one day at a time. A Rusty 2000, bringing up the rear. Yeah, it's okay. Up about a third of a percent. Short term and not so short term resistance to deal with there. As I've been saying, ad nauseum. Take a look at cybersecurity. As I've been saying, ad nauseum. V-shaped recovery is very hard to sustain, but it can happen, right? We'll take a look at defense in 1 second. But cybersecurity, breaking out to brand new highs, so that's a good thing. Follow through will be key. And then a pullback after that before we look to get long. Bitcoin sold off a little bit, but did recover to close off its worst levels. Gold and commodity break it out nicely in here. Not quite all-time highs, but just shy. Gold stocks, look at that, though. Bam, winning all-time highs like the two of us, 2 hours in the portfolio. So that's certainly a good place to be for now, at least. Take a look at biotech. A little bit of a bounce there. I wouldn't rush out and buy it just yet, but it has improved a little bit. Back above the 50, but it's got mountains of overhead supply, so that's one area that it's very hard for me to get too excited about just yet. Take a look at defense, banging on new highs with a little bit of vigor, so that's certainly a good thing. Of course, on a pullback, we could see some setups there, possibly fairly soon. As I've been saying quite a bit, mags, lots of overhead resistance to deal with. Decent day there too, but 1 or 2 big up days would push into that, and we'll see what happens with that occurs. Tobacco banging out new highs with a bit of vigor. On the flip side, the pot stocks, if I can get to them, there they are. They tried to bottom out recently, but then they're beginning to implode in here. So you definitely want to avoid that area. Semiconductors. I need to clean my list up again. Semiconductors, not a bad day there. Again, like a lot of other areas, a lot of overhead supply to deal with. So not a whole lot of setups just yet, but if you look at like the Landry 100, for instance, or if you look at my momentum list and you sort them out by the percent of where they are as far as brand new closing high, you'll see that there's a lot of stocks that are trending nicely now. So yeah, the market's a little mixed here and there. A good up day, or I should say a decent up day, looks like a off to the races, right, and a down day looks a little questionable, but overall things are improving. And here's the momentum list I was telling you about. You can see a lot of these stocks just banging out some new highs with a bit of vigor. So we could see plenty of setups fairly soon, provided, of course, the market continues to hang in there. So everybody hang tight for now. If you want to be aggressive, of course, you can go after the FCEL. But other than that, let's just sit tight, let things shake out a little bit, and of course, keep an eye out for that additional profit target. Everybody, have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.